Last week was not a very good week for former President Donald Trump. And the reason for that is because the investigation that's happening up there in New York City really took an interesting turn, a turn that does not appear that it's going to work out in Trump's benefit. So here's what happened. Actually, lots of different things happened last week. First and foremost, you had the hiring of the new prosecutor to come in there, Mark Pomerantz. And for those of you who don't know who Mr. Pomerantz is, just understand that this guy is an expert in white-collar criminal prosecution. Oh, and he also helped take down the Gambino crime family. So yeah, the guy knows how to deal with the mafia. He knows how to deal with white-collar crime. So, gee, I wonder why they would bring him in with regard to this Trump stuff. That's really interesting. Except that it's not, and we all know exactly why you would bring this guy in. You bring this guy in because you believe that he knows more about what you're dealing with than what your guys do, and you want him to be able to go through, sort through all of this information, and stack it in a way that goes ahead and presents your case for you. Worked with a lot of lawyers over the years. This is not that uncommon. It is a little bit uncommon for a district's attorney's office to do that, but in general, yes. You bring in somebody, they're going to help you lay it out, they get a little fee for whatever it is, but that's very common in the legal field. Not all that common for a district attorney to do it, but it likely means that they've got stuff and they want to make sure the case they put together is airtight against Donald Trump. That's what this tells me. So overall, yes, that is a very, very horrible development if your name happens to be Donald Trump. The second big development that is possibly even worse than the first one is that last week, Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former lawyer and fixer, went and talked to these individuals at the Manhattan DA's office. So he met with them. And I believe Pomerantz was one of the people that Michael Cohen got to go and speak to. See, take you back a little bit in the timeline here. It was Michael Cohen's claims during his testimony to Congress about Donald Trump allegedly committing bank fraud by overinflating values or understating values when paying his taxes, overstating them when trying to get loans. That's what really kicked off a lot of these investigations into his business, because Cohen was under oath. Cohen was involved, allegedly, if it took place. Legally, I'm required to say that. If it took place, Cohen was involved, and Cohen says it took place, and Cohen says he knows about it. So him going and talking to these prosecutors in New York is obviously very bad for Donald Trump, especially because Michael Cohen, the guy who has already been in prison for trying to live the lifestyle that he wanted to live and doing underhanded things to get that lifestyle. If he is involved in these crimes, he could also be looking at another sentence. Therefore, he has all of the motivation to work with these prosecutors if they're willing to offer him immunity. Because again, if he took part in these, he would also be guilty. But if he goes in there and says, listen, you give me immunity and I'll tell you everything. I've already been to jail. I don't want to go back. So you play nice with me. I'll give you everything you and your special new prosecutor want to take down Donald Trump. So that's where we stand right now. These investigations in New York are going to continue. And based on what we're seeing so far, I have no reason to doubt that eventually these are going to go to trial, and Donald Trump is going to have to answer some very unpleasant questions.